Hi, how are you doing today? Wow, this is your guy, TadeCash, and I'm here again today. I believe people are awake. I'm coming earlier today to the night economy. All right, this is the night economy that you and I always show up on. So it's gonna be quite interesting for everyone today. Right, so you are going to be learning beautiful things again tonight. It's the night economy. Oh, good evening, my brother. How you doing today? It's a night economy, so invite your friends, tell your friends to be here because this is about to change your life. This is about to change your life. Either you are an investor in real estate or you are someone that has already bought real estate and you've been wondering how to make money from it. This is where you want to be, right? This is where you want to be. The 6 huge blunders that investors, people commit in real estate that cost them money and make them lose money. All right, and how to escape it. That's what I'm going to be sharing tonight. And it's going to be awesome today. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be lovely. You don't want to miss out on this. All right, so you don't want to miss out on this. You don't want to miss out on this. What are the 6 mistakes, the big, huge blunders that people commit when it comes to buying real estate, when it comes to buying land, when it comes to buying assets, and how can you escape that? If you have been committing that, how can you escape it? What can you do differently to be able to have a different reality? So I'm going to be starting soon, so invite your friends. Let's know who is still awake. In Nigeria, in about 10 minutes, it's going to be October 1st, and that means Nigeria recognized that day as our Independence Day. And the truth of the matter is, independence is in 2 dimensions. Independence from something to something. And we have gotten independence from the Europeans. We have gotten independence from the British, but we have not gotten independence for freedom yet. So we're not free yet, though we have independence. We need to understand that. And so, but that's not a topic for tonight. Maybe tomorrow being the first, I may be sharing that with you if I want to. But tonight is going to be about opportunity that abounds and how a lot of people are missing out on this opportunity because they don't know how to go about it. And the myth, the mistakes, the misconceptions that people have heard about real estate and about buying it, and how it's become risky because of how people buy real estate and all of that. How do you know the real estate that will make you money for sure? How can you predictably and consistently buy assets if everything being equal that can make you money? What are the things that you need to do before you buy the asset? What are the things that you need to do when the asset has been bought and you want to maximize your gain on it? What are those things that you need to do? In the night economy today, that's what we're going to be looking at. And it's not just for you if you may say, I don't have real estate yet. Or maybe perhaps you're someone that also sell real estate. This is going to be one of the biggest education you are going to have access to. And if you can follow through on what I'm sharing today, you are going to be good for it. So remember, do not forget to share. We had a very fantastic sharing yesterday. Our sharing reached about 35 shares after the yesterday early this morning video. We had about 35 shares. I believe we can do better today, as more people join us. Do not hesitate to share the video. All right, so share the video, share what you are learning, and share with someone. Because you see, this is what will happen. When you share the video, when you share the video, the people is going to learn on your timeline. They're going to see the video, and you see, the video can just literally be changing somebody's life. Right, so you need to understand that. You need to truly understand that, and that is one of the things that is very important. And so do not hesitate to share the video on tonight. This is a night economy, if my memory is still very intact on this night economy, I think this will be our 6th day, and it's getting better every day. And my work is to share things with you. My work is to show you how you can find your home bearing in life. Yesterday or today, I was speaking in an event for this group of real estate professionals, and I was speaking to them. It's a paid class, about 25 or 27 of them. They're seated somewhere on the island, and I was sharing with them on ability to close deal. And it was a very, very interesting moment. One of the things I hear people say after the class is that this is a deliverance class. And they were telling my friend Chris Moses, which is the founder of Imaginative, they were telling him that thank you for bringing Mr. TadeCash. I just created liberation in the heart. And that, for me, it's one of my assignments of Freedom Lifestyle. Ability to help you see it, ability to help you see things in a different perspective. Knowing a thing and knowing how to teach it at the same time. Knowing how to do it and knowing how to teach it is one of the gifts that God can give to any man. And I'm so privileged to be one of the few that God has given that gift, And so tonight, how are you going to go about it? How are you going to, what you're going to be learning this morning is one of the things you can use to help people change their life. All right. You can use it to help people, literally change their life. A lot of people don't know what they need to look out for when they're buying real estate. What are the economic factors that make real estate, something that is sure? Real estate is an assured investment if you know how to go about it. So there are blunders that people commit, and huge blunders. And today I'm going to be introducing you to the 6 blunders that people commit that cost them money, huge money in real estate, and how you can avoid that, and how you can escape that, how you can help people that you know to avoid that and to escape that. And I think this is what some people will truly want to know. So do not hesitate to share this video. Do not hesitate to invite people. Do not hesitate to tag your friends and ask them to say, come on, I think this is what you would like to be part of right now. Okay? And so it's very important that you share this with people today. And why real estate? Why real estate tonight? Because you see, we all are doing real estate. We all are beneficiaries of real estate. We all are beneficiary, I beg your pardon, of real estate. So if you're all beneficiary of real estate, what do we want to do? We want to be able to learn it properly. We want to be able to know what to do before we buy it. We want to be able to know what to do after we have bought it to increase the value. And what are the things that it really increases the value of real estate? What are the things that make real estate something that can bless me, something that can prosper me? And how can I truly learn how can I truly learn what these things are and apply them into my life? The moment you can do this, guess what happened? Everything is going to change. And so today, you can learn that. And that's why I have taken the time today to show you how these things can be done. And the moment you learn this thing, is going to change your life. All right, there are a few books I've read, there are a few books I've read in my life that has really impacted me. And every season of my life, there are some certain work that really impact me a lot. And, for instance, one of the best of all time for me is the Bible. The Bible is so interesting. It's about 66 books, in one. And so by literally reading the Bible, I'm having access to 66 books. It's funny, but Bible is made up of 66 books. And so it's not just one book. So ability to understand the story in it, ability to create lessons from it, and ability to apply them is one thing that has literally changed my life forever. Okay, so I keep learning. Bible is a book of content, and it's also a book of contest. So there are content in it and there are contest in it. I remember yesterday I was just talking to someone on the phone in the morning, and I suddenly realized that one of the things that I read in the first book of the Bible, which is the first book of the Bible, which is called the Genesis, is that in that book, Genesis, I learned that the first gift of God to man is the gift of meaning. All right, so God gave man ability the God of the Bible gave man ability to add meaning to things. In other words, whatever things mean to you is a gift you give to yourself. Just make sure that whatever the meaning you attach to thing is something that empowers you, does not disempower you. So I found that meaning is a gift, the first gift of God to man. He said, whatever Adam called them, that is what they bear. So what are you calling things in your life? All right. What are you calling things in your life? What you call things in your life are very, very essential, that you have to think about the meaning that you are giving to things. So what are you calling things? What are you calling things? What you call things matters a lot. So what do you call things? And so when experience happen in your life, what you call them matters a lot. So meaning is a gift. The first gift of God to man is meaning. All right. And so Bible is a very interesting book to me. So in the recent time, I've been and the way I read is that when I want to learn from someone, I try as much as possible to go deeper, into that person. I want to understand who he is. I want to understand his philosophy. I want to understand what he has written. I want to understand his framework. I want to understand the way he thinks. I want to understand his perception. And in putting the embodiment of these things together, then it helped me to learn from someone. So in the recent time, I'm reading, studying from a man I call Dan Sullivan. Dan Sullivan has written a couple of books. He wrote a book called The Irrefutable Laws of Lifetime Growth. He wrote a book called In Conjunction with Benjamin Handy. He wrote a book called Who, Not How. And he also wrote a book called Always Be the Buyer. He wrote a book called couple of the books. I have a couple of his books, and I'm really studying him. He's a strategist, and he's a mighty deep thinker. Dan Sullivan. I'm not saying about Dan Sullivan to you so that you can go and buy Dan Sullivan books. You may be at a level to read Dan Sullivan books right now, and it may not be at your level right now. It all depends on where you are on your journey. All right. And so because one of the things I learned about books, and I'm going to go to my class very soon. I just want it to pile up a little bit. And so I'm just sharing my life. I'm just sharing some things with you. And I try to make it that the goal of night economy, as I can share what works for me. One of the things I learned about book is that what you pick from book is determined by the stage that you are. All right. So the first time I bought a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad was, I think, 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. I bought the book 20 years ago. A copy of the book I bought 20 years ago. I think Rich Dad Poor Dad now should be around 21 years or 22 years old. The book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So when the book came out, I bought it about 20 years ago. Yes, I bought it. It's not now that in Nigeria you can see all manner of copies. So I bought the original copy, I think from a bookstore, one of the biggest bookstore in Lagos. I don't know whether they are still. And so somebody got the book, and I bought it from the person. 20 years ago, I bought the book Rich Dad Poor Dad for 5,000 naira. All right, so think about that. 5,000 naira is how much I paid for the book Rich Dad Poor Dad 20 years ago. And it was my saving at the time, right? It was my saving at the time. At that moment, I was reading a lot from, and someone has been talking about, there is this review that I used to read at that young age, and the book was being talked about. And so I bought the book and I read it. The philosophy in it was very fascinating. All right. The idea in the book was very good. But I was growing into it. Yes, now we are in October. Somebody said, "Welcome to October." So if you're in Nigeria now, you are in October right now, and somebody in Australia has already been in October since. All right, so it depends on where you are. But right now, if you are in Nigeria, if you are in Africa, you are already in. We are now in October, the month of October. We're in the last quarter of the year. 2023. So I'm talking to you about the book that I read. So I bought Rich Dad Poor Dad 20 years ago, and I read it. The first time I read the book, it was fascinating. The story of learn to work. Don't work for money, work to learn. Those philosophies are quite interesting, but the application was not. At that moment, because I was growing into it. Welcome, Mr. Steven. Welcome into October. It's good to be here. You know that waking up is a gift. All right, waking up is a blessing from God. Okay, but getting up is a discipline. All right, so we go to bed, but waking up is not in our hand. So it's not everybody that go to bed that wakes up. All right, so but when everybody wake up, always be grateful, because waking up is a blessing. And I know we're going to wake up for many, many years to come. But the most important thing is to realize that waking up is a gift. And coming to the month of October is a gift. Remember that there is no wasted past and there is no useless future. All right. So don't ever forget that. There is no wasted past. There is no useless future. So what you need to do is to know how to convert your experience into lessons and turn it to an asset. So as I began to grow, so I bought these books, and in my study, a few of my guys have been in my study. In my study, I have all the books that Robert Kiyosaki has ever written. All the books. There is no book that Robert Kiyosaki has written that I don't have. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm saying that because of immersion. So what I do in my life is that if I want to study someone, I study you deeply. All right. I don't read shallow. I've read few books in my life, but I don't read shallow. I study deeply. When I start studying Warren Buffett about 8-9 years ago, when I started studying Warren Buffett, everything I could lay my hands on him, I have. I do my research. So I can say to you today that if I don't have it all, I should have about 97% of the books that is ever written on Warren Buffett. I have it in my study. All right. So I have some quite number of books. So I'm not in my study today. I will have shown you around my study again. All right. So, but what am I trying to say to you? Is the fact that one of the things that the psalmist in Bible, one of the books in the Bible is called Psalm. So when I read the book, I saw that one of the psalmists, the thought writer, the storyteller in that book, said something that was very instructive to me. He said, "Oh Lord, how great are thy works, for your thoughts are very deep." Okay, oh Lord, how great are thy works, for your thoughts are very deep. Simple math. Great works are product of deep thoughts. But that is good. But what makes thoughts deep is another science. What makes thoughts deep? You know what? So it's not enough. You say, how great are thy works, for your thoughts are deep. So if great works are product of deep thought, what makes thought deep? Now, if you know what makes thought deep, you have just asked what makes you work great. Because, oh Lord our God, how great are thy works, for your thoughts are deep. All right. So your thoughts are broad. great are your works, mighty are your works. So what makes thought deep? What makes thought deep is the feeling that is attached to thought. Is the meaning that is attached to thought. Because what happens is that meaning activates emotions. And the moment you know how to derive meaning from experience, and you will begin to go deeper into thinking. So your thought becomes deep, and if your thought becomes deep, it will reflect in your works. So the moment you get deeper in your thought, the works get deeper. So I read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I kept reading the book, and as I grow, as I get better in life, and then I read the book again and again. Some of the copy I had got almost literally destroyed. Though I bought another copy. Sometime even in my study, I get two copies of some of these books. I remember the other time one of my guys was in my study and he has to borrow some copies of the books that I have, and that's quite interesting. So, oh Lord, how great are thy thought, for your thought are deep. How great are thy works, for your thought are deep. So let's bring it down home. If you want to have if you want to do great things in your life, you have to work on having a deep thought. So because your thought precedes your thought create things, all right? Thought create things. And so if thought create things, thought are the raw materials for things. So there is nothing that you see today from this note to this pen. There is nothing that you see today that was not a byproduct of thought. So thought are the ancestors of things. So the ancestors of things are thought. So thinking is very, very important. Knowing how to think is very important, because wisdom is knowing how to think, not just knowing what to think. So I started reading, and there was a time, I think a few years ago, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it was as if I've never opened the book before. And I was making my own notes, like I was literally creating new things from reading the book. Now, that moment is dawned on me that I was growing in an extensive way, exponential way. Because what you get from things is not necessarily based on that thing, it's based on who you are and who you have grown up to be. So the same thing about tonight. Whatever you learn from what I'm sharing with you, it will be the state that you are in. And a book that can be recommended to you today, you can read Close or Lose today, and you will feel like, oh, I'm not getting this thing. And that's why sometimes you need to read a book again and again. That's why, for instance, the Bible, for the people that read it, you are encouraged to read it every single day. All right. And an interesting thing about life is that, I heard that from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn said, if you read 2 books a day, which is very important, if you read 2 books a week in 10 years, guess what happened? Guess how many books you will have read? Almost 10,000 books. If you read 2 books, 1,000 books, I guess. 1,000 books you will have read. If you read 2 books a day, almost 1,000 books you will have read in 10 years. 1,000 books. That's not a small book, all right? And I remember when I was 27 years old, I think when I was 25, I was sick and tired of where I was, and I heard some of these things. I had plenty of time, and I was very short of money. So I started reading all the books I could borrow, all the books I could lay my hands on. And I was reading almost like 700 books in a year for like 3 to 5 years of my life. And guess what happened? Between that period of my life, everything about my life changed, because my universe was expanded. I began to have what I call the MOU, the multiple option universe, because something inside of me just broke up. I began to see bigger. I began to travel within. I began to see options, and you have been told before now that when there is life, there is hope. But that's not the truth. That is an half truth. When there is life, there is potential for hope, but the hope is not necessarily guaranteed. Because when there is life, there is hope, nobody will have committed suicide. So what happens is that when there is life, there is opportunity for options. And when there is options, there is hope. So what happens is that what gives you option is the development and the capacity that you have built. So what you want to do is to build capacity so that you can have options where other people are seeing limitations. All right. So you want to see options where other people are seeing limitations. You want to see options where other people are getting irritated. And that is what happens when you travel within. All right. So the essence of the night economy is to help you to travel within. You are in the month of October now. The month of October started right now. And it's a privilege that in the early hour of the month of October, you are awake to watch me. All right. My good friend is here. Really one. How you doing, brother? All right. So the point is you are awake to be able to pick things. And you see, if you look at the last 9 months of your life, 9 months, you will say, is it what has happened the last 9 months of your life? Is this something that you are very interested about or very something you are so impressed about? Now, what will happen to you in the next 3 months of your life? Now, you may not have had the best of the 9 months, but what can you do with the next 3 months so that you can end the year 2023 in a more amazing way and then create a super 2024. Now, this is the point. The choice is yours. Remember, there is no wasted past and there is no useless future. There is no wasted past and there is no future. What happened is that the past 9 months of your life is an experience. And I told you yesterday that an experience is a raw material. Now, if an experience is a raw material, what you convert that raw material to is determined by your creativity and your capacity. So, experience is raw material. What you convert it to, what you make of it, is dependent on your creativity and your capacity. So, the next 3 months, can you review the experience you have had in the last 9 months? What are the meaning? What does the last 9 months means to you? And whatever it means to you, come on, then learn the lesson. What it means to you, learn your lesson. Madam Catherine, my people have sent you a mail to pick your books, to get it, but they have told you have not fully responded to them, all right? You need to make your decisions. The book is going to get to you when the money is paid, and you're going to enjoy it. Okay, so the point is, the last 9 months is an experience. Down. Some of the experience may be painful. You must have lost money. What you thought you would have achieved in the last 9 months, you might not have achieved it and all of that. You might have achieved it, but this is what I want to say to you, that success is not a destination. Success is continuum. All right. So every success will lead to another success. If you thought you have achieved something, you can achieve more. If you thought you have not achieved more, you can still do better next time. So what happened is that success is continuum. Success is continuum, is not a destination. All right. So success is not a destination, it's a continuum. It's a continued process. So you need to continue on that path. So the last 9 months of your life is an experience. Now, remember what I told you. The meaning, what does the 9 months of your life means to you? Remember, whatever meaning you attach to things, make sure it's something that empowers you. It does not disempower you, all right? Because one of the best gifts you can give to yourself is a gift of meaning. What does something mean to you? So what does it mean to you? So that's very cardinal. And that is what I have just laid as a foundation for you as we move on this morning. I want you to understand that there are many things that I'm also learning. Every day I'm single learning. One of the best gifts of my life is a diary. I have a lot of them because I read things, and I don't just read things. For instance, if I'm in a class like this and I'm hearing someone speaking, I don't just write down what you are saying. I will write down what I'm getting from what you are saying, because that is how to make my thought your thought. In other words, so when you don't just listen to me, don't just take what I say to you verbatim. Try to get it and make it your own. So what did I get? What does what Sade said now means to me? So you write it in your notes, all right? You put it down in your notes. You see my notes? I have this quite interesting handwriting, all right? So the point is it's an interesting journey. So you need to get into that point where you begin to pick the lessons. Now, that's how I learned. That's how I created everything that I've created. I don't just read. I've been privileged to read a couple of books. And I don't like to say to people that I've read a lot of books because that is egoistic. Because the truth of the matter is, based on the numbers of books that have been written, I can never read a lot of books. I have read a number of books in my life, but I've also come to learn that it's not about the numbers of books that I've read, it's about the wonders I can create with the books that I've read that matters. I will say that again. It's not about the numbers of books that you have read. It's about the wonders you can create in your own life with the books that you have read. And how do you create wonders? You create wonders by putting what you have learned into practice. By asking yourself, how can I use this thing? How can I interpret this thing? How can I create something mighty from what I've learned? And so that's the same thing tonight. So you will learn, you will hear what I'm about to tell you. You will learn about the 6 huge blunders that people make, about real estate that cost them money. And fundamentally, guess what happened? The moment you can do that, you're going to learn. You're going to learn and you're going to begin to put them into practice. And I tell you what I'm saying to you as regards to real estate, it does not work only in Nigeria. It does not work only in Lagos. You can hear it. It works everywhere in Nigeria. It works everywhere in the world because I've tested this idea in Côte d'Ivoire, in Lesotho, in Ghana, in Botswana, in South Africa, all right, in Australia. I have students in different parts of the world, apart from the places where I operate business. I have figured out this one in Ethiopia. I have been able to figure it out in other parts of the world, basically. And you can do the same. So what exactly are the 6 huge blunders that people commit, that cost them money in real estate, and how you can escape it? Now, that is what tonight is all about. And I want to start by telling you that there are 2 ways people think about real estate. People talk about real estate from an angle of emotion. And so when people want to get into real estate or want to buy into real estate, they think emotional. All right. And it's good to think emotional about real estate. But buying real estate is lesser being emotional. It is very being economical. So if you want to create one of the first blunders that people create in real estate, all right, is not knowing the difference between economy and emotions. So people make decisions in real estate emotionally, and they don't make it economically. All right. So it's good to make emotional point, but it's a blunder that most people are committing. And so they commit that blunder. All right. So they commit the blunder and think, that place is far. All right, that place is far. I would have loved to buy it, but it's far. Now, far compared to what? Far from where? All right. And so the point is, when you think emotionally about real estate and you think economically about real estate, we are not seeing the same thing. So, but the blunder that people commit is that when you make real estate decisions emotionally, you are putting your financial future at risk. That is a huge blunder that you don't want to commit. So what happened? So tonight, I'm showing you these 6 blunders and how you can correct it and how you can escape it. So the blunder that people commit is that they don't understand that there is a simple checklist and framework, that can help them to change their narrative. All right. So people in real estate, people want to buy what is popular. And many a time, they want to buy what is popular. Remember the first thing I said? People buy emotionally, not for economic reasons. Because for economic reasons, you will realize that there are 3 levels of consideration if you're buying real estate for economic reason. Number 1, we call it ROI. What does that mean? ROI means return on investment. But there are 2 dimensions. There are 2 shades and forms to ROI. There is return on investment and there is return of investment. All right. So what I'm buying, how am I going to get the return on investment? How am I going to get the money? But you see, that is very, very important. So people buy real estate. One of the first blunders that people make is to buy real estate emotionally, not economically. The second mistake that people make in real estate is that to think they're buying real estate for popularity's sake, not prosperity's sake. All right. Now, so people buy real estate based on popularity. And there are some people in the industry that will help you, that will create a facade, a stuff, and all around these things, and say to you, this thing is going to be this. So people submit into the process of buying because of it is popular. But you see, the blunder that people create is that people often think popularity is the same thing as prosperity. Because something is popular does not necessarily is going to make you prosper. All right. Because something is popular does not mean it's going to make you prosper. So think about it. Number one, are you buying real estate for emotional reasons or you're buying it for economic reasons? It is a blunder when you begin to buy real estate for emotional reasons. All right. You buy reason, and that's what a lot of people do. And it is human nature. So people that sell things sell to your emotion. I taught you yesterday. But when it comes to buying real estate, you don't buy for emotional reasons, you buy for economic reasons. You must understand the economy in which you are buying what you are buying. So, what is the economy? What is the rate of returns? What is the rate of returns? What is the rate of results? Okay, so there are two ROIs and there are two ROR. You see, in real estate, you must understand there are two ROI and there are two ROR. Number one, there is a return of investment and there is a return on investment. Number two, the other ROR is that there is a rate of return and there is a rate of results. All right. Now, look at it. I'm going to explain that to you, and it's quite interesting, really. And I need you to rub your mind around what I'm saying. Because, you see, either as an investor or as a rector, whoever you are, if you can understand what I'm sharing today, because this is a blunder that costs a lot of people money, and you can escape it if you follow this, because it's a huge blunder. So, number one, people buy emotionally, but you can create wealth by buying emotionally. I love what Warren Buffett said. Warren Buffett said, when an investment is popular, it is already too late to make you prosper. I paraphrase. When an investment is popular, it is too late for you to make it prosper because you have to work hard. And that is another blunder that people commit. They buy what is popular, not what will make them prosper. Two, real estate investment is not a popularity contest. It is a prosperity game. I will say that again. Real estate is not a popularity contest. It's a prosperity plan. So that means that what is your prosperity plan? So people don't have prosperity plan in the age and the era. Now, when you go to the island, you will see this kind of property called Olorun Inshallah. You will see Eleganza. You will see Eleganza Industrial Plaza and all of that. Have you ever thought about it? That when this man, Alaji, was buying all of these properties, he wasn't buying these properties because things were popular. By the way, if you are conversant with that axis of Lagos like I was, and I am, you will realize that when Olushola Estate was built, just like when VGC was built, there was no road that lead to that place. It was a sand place, was a rough place and all of that. But these people understood something that I'm about to show you today. And that is the blunder that most people are committing. And I want you to escape it because few persons are not committed this blunder. It's a huge blunder. Number one, I've shared a concept with you. People commit blunder by buying real estate for emotional reasons, not economic reasons. They buy it for emotional reasons. Oh, this and that. No, there is no economic reasons. And if you're buying for economic reasons, you are going to follow 4 patterns. 2 ROI and 2 ROR. The 2 ROI is What is my return on investment? And what is my return of investment? So, how soon can I get these things? That's number one. Number two, what is my rate of returns and what is my rate of results? So if I cannot put these combinations together, guess what happened? I am committing blunders. And this is a huge blunders that a lot of people commit that cost them money in real estate. Many rectors are ignorant of what I am talking about. They want to earn their commission, which is not a bad idea. But if you understand what I'm saying to you today, if you follow what I'm telling you today, you are going to help your investors to make a lot of money. All right? You are going to help your investors to make a lot of money. All right? Number three, people buy real estate by instinct, not by design. All right, it's a blunder that people commit. All right, people commit a blunder. They buy real estate by instinct, not by design. That's why. Let me give you an example, and I'm going to explain that later on when I show you one of the blunders that people commit that think making money from real estate involve insight. No. Making money from real estate does not involve insight, it involves checklist. And that checklist is the insight, because real estate itself is insight. So what happened is that you were going to learn that blunder today that people commit. But let me tell you the third one. The third one is people think making money from real estate is about instinct, not about design. So many years ago, if I am very correct, I think about 13 years ago, somebody took me to a place to buy a land, and I bought the land for myself. And I haven't bought the land for myself. I can't remember vividly at the time. I think I bought the land, the entirety of the land that I bought was maybe about 1.5 million. And I think about 1.6 million. And I paid in bits, all right, for a few months. And so I bought the land. And so when I bought the land, this land that I bought for 1.6 million in about 1 year, 18 months, became around 10 to 14 million. Now, that was interesting because I am having offers for the land. I bought the land for about 1.6. I'm getting an offer for about 16 million thereabout. I can't totally remember now. And then I bought another land again for less than 40 million. Yeah, less than 40 million. And I was offered about 36 months later, I was offered about 250 to 300 million on that land. Personal land now. Now, I haven't done the first and the second one. Guess what happened? I haven't done the first one and it turned out the way it did. And I haven't done the second one and it turned out the way it did. I began to ask myself, Tade, what is it about this thing? And then I took my time to catalog my experience and add meaning to my experience and create lessons that turn to my tested guidelines. And I said, okay, maybe this is what I did in the first one. I look at the patterns, I look at the similarities, and I said, these are the two things that I did. And then I chronicle them, and I started buying land from that model. And that buying land from that model led me into creating a lot of fortune from real estate. And I've done that in Nigeria. I've done that in South Africa. I've done that in Botswana. All right. I've done that in Ghana. I've done that in Cote d'Ivoire. All right. Now I'm about doing that in Lesotho. I'm about on the edge of doing that in Uganda. I'm about doing that in Ethiopia. Now I'm using the same checklist. So tonight, the company called Whip Africa, the world #1 freedom lifestyle real estate company, that is the model of the checklist that we use in buying an asset. That's why it is sure to make money for any investors that do that. But tonight, I'm going to share this with you so that you as an investor or as a rector, wherever you sell real estate, you can follow the same thing. But before I get to that list, I'm sharing the blunders with you And I named them the 6 huge blunders that people commit. The number one blunder is the number one: people buy real estate for emotional reasons, not economic reasons. All right. And that's why, that's number one. People buy real estate for emotional reasons, not economic reasons. Number 2, people follow popularity, not prosperity. All right. So real estate is not a popularity contest. Real estate is a prosperity plan. So what is your prosperity plan? It's not because it is popular. It is a prosperity plan. So what plan do you have? So people don't have the plan. All right. People don't have the plan. So what plan do you have? When you are asking people, people want to buy what is popular. There are many lands that people have bought in Ibejuleki and different places. They have bought them in a very expensive way. They have bought sensation, not progression. They have bought sensation, not progression. Because land will not make you rich by buying it sensationally. It will make you rich by buying it economically. So the point is, what you have just poured your money on is like pouring your money in a toilet, and it may have gone. So emotional reasons people buy, that's a blunder, huge blunder, mistake that people commit, not for economic reasons. So how do you want to escape that? You want to escape that by going for economic reasons, not emotional reasons. Number 2, people buy based on popularity contest, not on prosperity plan. Number 3, people buy land based on instincts. All right, not on design. There is a design, and I just gave you an example. So a lot of people, do you know that there are people that have made money from real estate? If you ask them, what did they do to make money? They will just tell you, brother, they will tell you they have one regret. Guess what the regret means? If they knew that the land will have made them money, they will have bought more. That means they didn't know. It was just an instinct. So when I did that, when I found that many years ago, I refused to follow instinct. I choose to follow design. So I took time away from the success, because this is what I say to people. When you succeed, before you start celebrating the success, document the process. When you succeed, before you start celebrating your progress, document the process. Because this is the problem of many people, why they cannot repeat their success. They never document process. They are carried away with the progress, and they celebrate and they get excited that they forget the process that leads to the success. And success is about getting things done. A successful life is about getting things done in succession. It means that I took the time, I made the money from the first one, I made the money from the second one, and then guess what happened? I remember one time one of my students from Botswana just came and he was asking me about how to go about the property, how the kind of land they need to buy to be able to make money. And I shared with them, and guess what happened? They turned according to them, they turned 250,000 pula into 1.6 million pula within the space of 4 months. That is dramatic. But know the mistake they made? When they made that money, I have told them what to do. When they made that money, instead of documenting the process so that they can repeat it, they went and they get overexcited with the progress. They never document the process, so they never duplicate or replicate the process. So the success looked like a fluke, but it was not a fluke, because they have just found their own secret to the vault. And that's what I'm giving to you today. I'm giving you the secret to the vault, but I'm also showing you the blunders that makes people make. People buy land by instinct, not by design. So even when they made money, they don't know how they truly make the money, so that they cannot repeat the process. Look at your life. Look at the land that you bought. Look at the things that you own. What design did you follow, or what instinct? It's just like, I just like it. I just like the place. All right. The fourth thing, the mistake that people make, the blunder that people commit, the huge blunder that people commit. The huge blunder that people commit. Look at the blunder that people commit. I've told you 3 now. The 3 blunders. It's a huge blunders, and it costs people a lot of money. Instincts. People say, man, instinct. No, you don't create wealth The people that have created big money in real estate don't create it by buying by instinct. The fourth error that people commit is not being able to separate the hot market from an emerging market. Now, listen to me. The fourth mistake that people commit in real estate is not being able to separate the hot market from an emerging market. What does that mean? Hot market? H-O-T, hot, like my children would say, hot. Jojo. So the point is, hot market is not going to make you wealthy. Hot market is already for the wealthy. The market that will make you wealthy in real estate is an emerging market. The market that is evolving is an evolving market. Now, that is where the wealth of real estate is. If you want to use real estate to create fortune, you must understand an emerging market. Now, the fourth blunders that people make is that they don't know how to separate, and it is a subset of the third error, which is people following prosperity. Second error, following popularity, not prosperity. If you want to prosper with real estate, you must be able to separate the difference between hot market and emerging market, an evolving market. The fortune of real estate is an evolving market. Now, people will say this to you, and I know that most of you have even, especially the rectors, they have even used this word, this line on you, or they have used it. Most of them are very sincere. I must be sincere because a lot of them are here tonight. They are very sincere. And for you, the investor that is watching this video, they don't mean harm, but they don't understand either. They will say to you, buy real estate and wait. No. Because you say, you don't wait to buy real estate. Okay, that's how they say. You don't wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait. It's a disclaimer. I have said that before too. I think 14 years ago. You don't wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait. What kind of line is that? Now, okay, that is the fourth mistake that people make. All right? People make that mistake. They make a mistake of thinking the difference between hot market, not knowing the difference between hot market and capital market. Because I will tell you, in the next point I'm giving you, I will let you know why they use that statement, that you buy real estate, you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. I will tell you why they said that. And I will tell you why that is wrong. You see, that is a blunder. And most people are committing that blunder. You don't buy real estate and wait. If you want to make money in real estate, you buy real estate and initiate. You don't wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and initiate. The money in real estate is not for the waiters. It's for the initiators. So if you don't know how to initiate, and I'm going to show you the three variants of what they call appreciation. Because what they are simply talking to you about is appreciation. But it's an error. Because there is an appreciation they are talking to you about that is going to make you rich slowly. And you see, anyone can be rich. Everyone can be rich if you have all the time to be alive. But you don't have all the time to be alive, so you can't be waiting to get rich slowly. It is legal and ethical to get rich with speed. So there is a difference between hot market and emerging market, the evolving market. Now, but this is what happened. If you don't know the difference between them, you'll be committing blunder. So, how can you get rich in real estate? Real estate can make you very rich within a short period of time. Because real estate gives you to what I call leverage cash flow. What does that mean? It means it can help you to collapse time. It can help you to make a lot of money within a short period of time. But what happens is that if you are committing the blunder of not knowing the difference between hot market and emerging market, you are not going to get rich. Ibejuleki is not only the emerging market in Lagos. But what happened to you is because most people are following sensation. And that's why everybody wants to go. Even some people are buying Ijebu-Ode now and they call it Ekpe. And they're buying Ijebu-Ode now and they call it Ibejuleki market. I'm sorry, okay? The truth is I'm not here to pamper you. I'm here to make you prosper. So I will tell you, by the way, do you know, that's the business that I do. And so I'm just literally showing you the point so that when you make your decision The next sales, the next property you're about to buy, when you are making that decision, when you're talking to that rector, when you are doing that thing, you'll be able to know what to do so that you can make the right choice. Because I want you to prosper. That is the essence of the night economy. All right. I want you to prosper. I want you to be financially free. So, hot market is a market that is already popular. And so, Banana Island is what? Hot market. VI is what? Hot market. Now, who is going to buy a land in VI? You must be rich. Hot market. But you see, the emerging market, it is the market where you'll be able to, you cannot use instincts to get to the emerging market. Now, that is the challenge of this whole process. The challenge is that if you want to take advantage of an emerging market, you cannot use instincts. If you want to take charge of an emerging market, you cannot just focus on your opinion. You have to use a checklist. You have to use a tested guidelines that can show you where is it, because there is something to know the emerging market. So the moment you know what the emerging market is, and you look at all the metrics of the emerging market, then even when nobody sees it, you can seize it. When nobody sees it, you can seize it. When nobody see it, you can seize it. When nobody see it, you can seize it. Because if you can see it, you can seize it. Why? So because you have seen it on the checklist and you have gone through the checklist and see that these are the things that I need to look for to confirm that this is an emerging market. And most people don't know that. So as a result of that, if you want to use real estate to get rich, you must understand an emerging market. And understanding an emerging market follows two fundamentals. The first fundamentals is to know that the real estate market is not straight. It is a circle. It is a circle. It's not a straight line. All right. So the way you make money yesterday, you may not necessarily make a lot of money tomorrow. You must understand the circle. And that circle is where the emerging market is. Now, the blunder that most people commit is that they are not able to separate the emerging market from the hot market. Hot market is a market for the rich. Emerging market is a market for those that want to get rich for sure. So the purpose is to get rich for sure, is to be able to get rich for sure. So I'm always studying the emerging market. I'm always looking at the emerging market. My fortune in real estate, pretty okay, was created by studying the emerging market. And I've spent the last couple of my life studying the emerging market. I mean, I traveled. The other time I was in Côte d'Ivoire for literally almost 11 days. I traveled within the two major cities of Côte d'Ivoire. I was able to do more than, if I'm correct now, I was able to do more than 10 environmental profiling of real estate. I wake up every morning, I'm being driven around the city. You know, I was being driven around the city from Abidjan to the other province, and I saw different things, and I was saying no to so many things. Why am I saying no to so many things? It was not because of my emotion. It was because of the economy. It was because of the design. It was because of the prosperity plan. Are you getting what I'm saying now? It was because I'm looking for an emerging market. And the point is, that is how to get rich. That is the blunder that most people commit that may cost them money and fortune in real estate. So, how can you save yourself money today? So, the market is not straight. The market is a circle. So, if you understand that the market is not a straight market, it's a circle, you have a choice. You have an hope. I can tell you, anyone can get rich using real estate, but not the way you have been told. Because most of what you have been told, most of what you have been sold in real estate is a false. It's not real. They're selling you sensation. They're not selling you prosperity. And you are buying it. But the question is, real estate is supposed to make you and the seller to get richer. But in this situation, to most people, it makes the seller richer, not you. So what you need is that you need justice and equity, which means that both of you are going to get richer. Now, I've told you. The fifth. Now, they've also told you that, so this is the sixth one. They have told you that if you want to buy real estate, you buy it, wait. Buy it. Don't wait to buy it and wait. The question I want to ask you is, buy it and wait for what? Now, buy it and wait for what? What are you waiting for? Now, because they've told you that, real estate always appreciate. May I shock you today that it's not all real estate that appreciate. The only thing that determines the appreciation of real estate are three things. Because you see, the appreciation of real estate come in three dimensions. Number one, there's what we call fair market appreciation. Fair market. And when I told you that you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. Guess what they are telling you? They are telling you fair market appreciation. That's number one. Fair market appreciation. Now, buy real estate. They say you don't wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait. Most of the time, what they are telling you is a fair market appreciation. But if they are not telling you a fair market appreciation, they are telling you the second one. Now, wait for this. It's called false market appreciation. F-A-L-S-E. False market appreciation. False market. It's a false. It's a facade. Now, it's a facade. False market appreciation. It's a false appreciation. The fair market, false appreciation. So they are giving you a fake appreciation, or what I can call a fake appreciation. We have the fair market appreciation. You have the fake appreciation. It's fake. Most of what I told you about appreciation is fake. Yes. And so what happens is that the other person selling the property to you gets richer and you are not. Fake appreciation. Because how do you measure that appreciation? Because you see, in real estate, you cannot wait for appreciation. But people can fake appreciation. All right? There is fair market, so over time. Now, that is counted on time. But like I told you, if you have to wait forever, everybody can get rich if you have all the time in the world. But that's not the work. So there is a fair market, there is a fake appreciation, and the third one. Now listen to this. This third one is the only appreciation that makes you rich, and you don't wait for it, you initiate it. And so if you don't know how to initiate it, and if you don't know how to uncover it, and which is what I'm about to tell you, if you don't know how to uncover it, you are not going to get it. And so people commit this blunder, because the blunder that most people commit is thinking they are going to have this third appreciation I'm about to tell you, but whereas the appreciation they are thriving on is fair one and the fake one. And so if you look at these two appreciation modes that you have been sold, you have just been sold. So the last one in appreciation model is what I call false appreciation. You force it to happen. Okay, you are the one that initiated. And you have to follow two fundamental laws. You have to follow the law of underlying structure. Number two, you have to follow the law of land optimization. What does the land optimization says? It says if you change the usage, you will change the value. All right. If you change the usage, you are going to change the value. All right. What does the land, that is what the land optimization says. What does the land underlying structure says? Underlying structure says you don't buy land and wait for appreciation. You buy land that already have an appreciation, but it is hidden. All right. So what you do is that you buy the underlying structure and then you uncover it. And the moment you uncover it, people are going to pay you money for it. But most people, how do you then know how the property that is the appreciation that is hidden? And that is why you don't buy property by instinct or by luck. You buy it by checklist, because it is the checklist, the appreciation checklist, what I call the compel checklist, the compel strategy that you then use to then uncover the hidden appreciation. Because if the appreciation is not there, this is what I call it. I call it the Michelangelo strategy of profiting from land. The Michelangelo strategy for profiting from land. You know, when I was growing up, one of my father's gift to me is that my father had this book in his library that is the story of civilization. My father is a scholar, okay? So my father had this book in his library that is called The Story of Civilization. And in that story of civilization, they were talking about so many people in so many years that has been able to do things. And one of the stories in that book, as its chapter, is the story and a short biography of Michelangelo. And when you read that book, with the other book I later read in my life, that is in my study about the biography and biographies of Michelangelo, is that you find that Michelangelo is a sculptor. And one of the things about him is that he will look at a stone and he will be able to craft out something from the stone. Now when you read from Michelangelo, one of the things that Michelangelo will say then in his biographies that I've read is the fact that he's able to see the picture in the stone. His work is just to unravel it. Now that is the Michelangelo strategy of profiting from land. So what happened is that the value, the appreciation must already be hidden in it. Your work is to uncover it. And the moment you can uncover it, guess what happened? You can make a lot of money. So that is what you do. If you're a rector, if you're a real estate professional, what you are doing is to be like that sculptor, not just a rector, to uncover the hidden value in the land for your investor so that your investor can get rich for sure. So you don't bring the appreciation to the land. The appreciation potential already exists on the land. Your work is to unravel it and make it visible. So this is not luck, it is a law. And this law is what I call the compel strategy. So what are the 6 things that will show you that a land, you can force appreciation in a land? Number 1 is what I call the law of commerce. All right. So you must think about commerce. Commerce is very important. Now in the emerging market, you must be able to see now. Once upon a time, Lekki Phase 1 that you call Lekki Phase 1 today was an emerging market, okay? It was called Morocco Sandfield and all of that, because where development stopped once upon a time was what we call law school. So all the other places were just a place. It was an emerging market. Now, knowing full well that development stopped in this place, it means that going forward, if somebody can use the checklist of commerce, you begin to see. You are seeing what other people are not seeing. You are seeing the missing structure because the future is in the missing structure. You must know how to seize it. So you're looking at it, commerce. How close is this place to commerce? There are corporate offices and VI and all of that. So the emerging market means that this is where the development will be. So I can tick the commerce. All right? Are you getting it done? I can tick the commerce. So follow commerce. Following commerce is then the opportunities, because the commerce then give you opportunities. So there is a commerce, there is opportunities. So you're looking at commerce comes with opportunities. So you're looking at the opportunities that is embedded in the commerce. Now, remember this. Now, let me give you this. Let me give you this. This is a blunder inherent in this. People say this. The land will increase in value. Tell me, land does not increase in value. Oh, you've not heard that before? I'm telling you today. Land does not increase in value. It is human that place value on land. I will say that again. Land does not increase in value. The value that land has, it is human that place it on it. land does not increase in value. There is no value in land. The value is in people. It is the people that brings value to the land. So you see, when they talk about value in land, it's not what you think they are talking about. So when you discover maybe a gold, when you discover treasures like oil, they will say, oh, there's value in this land. But when you talk about real estate as it is, we're not talking about human brings value to land. It is you that brings value to a land. So it is the value that you place on a land that it has. And then how does human brings value to land? Human brings value to land by following the law of usability. Because if a human has a use for a land, the land becomes valuable to him or her. So in other words, if you change the usage of a land, you will change the value of that land. So land on its own does not have a value because it's one of the subset of blunders that a lot of people commit. And that's why it costs you money. Land on its own does not have value. Human brings value to land. So number one is the strategy of commerce. How close is this place to commerce? So I've heard people say things that the place is far. From today, you need to separate between distance and substance. A place is not far that is close to commerce. Now, because what do you mean by far? Is it that it's far from opportunities? Is it far from making money? Is it far? Because you see, the reason why you say that is because you have been committing the first blunder, which is buying land by emotion, not for economy. If you are thinking differently about buying land by economy, guess what is going to happen to you? You begin to think differently. So when you think about buying land, don't just think about buying for resident, think about buying for returns. All right? Because returns is superior to resident. Because you see, you may choose not to live in that place tomorrow, but you may returns. So if I can have both, it's going to be awesome for me. But if I have to choose one, I will choose return before resident. So most people, the issue they have is that they are confusing distance for substance. Now the substance is what I'm giving to you. So the substance is about the checklist. So the number one checklist that make people a lot of money and also make people lose money, is the fact that number one is the law of commerce. Then it follows the O, which is opportunity. And then the third thing is to know. Remember I told you that real estate is not straight line. It is a circle. Always put your ears down to know where people are migrating to. Where are people migrating to? Where are offices going now? Because you see, one of the blunders that people make is to think that real estate is a global business. Now, let me tell you, real estate is not a global business. It's a local business with a global perspective. Now, that means that somebody making money at the back of your house and you don't know about it. So because you see, real estate is not like stock market. Real estate is local in nature. And so what does that mean to you now? It means that you need to understand the commerce. So you need to know. You need to do your legwork. You need to do your environmental profiling. You need to do your neighborhood review. You need to be able to do all of these things to understand. You are checking out for commerce. You are checking out for opportunities because commerce will bet opportunities. And then you're checking out for migration. Remember, real estate is a local business. It's not global business. What are people migrating to? What is migrating to where? You're hearing that no, in the particular place, people are now building a particular factory because as a result of that, migration will increase the population of the place. And you see, population of the place will increase people wanting to live in a place. So usability is increasing, therefore prosperity is advancing. So after then, you will see employment. Because wherever there is commerce, there will be employment. Wherever there is employment, there will be need for residents. There will be need for accommodation. There will be need for apartments. And then the last thing you are then considering is what I call the strategy of lifestyle. So you're looking at the lifestyle. What are the schools? Where are the schools? Where are the recreations? Where are the, what are the things that are connected? What are the things that are available? And guess what happened? As you begin to look at those things or creating those things within that space, you are uncovering appreciation. So you don't wait for appreciation, you initiate it. So because if you wait, you can waste. And so people commit this blunder thinking, real estate is a log. It's not a log. Creating fortune in real estate is not a log. It is a law. It is a checklist. It's not just something that is just there. So what are the process you have been following? Now for the land that you have, so one guy is a medical doctor, a student doctor from Delta State. He called me at the time and he said to me, he has a land in Asaba and he would like to sell the land off and all of that. And I'm asking him, why do you want to sell the land? And he was just telling me, I don't think this land is going to grow. Guess what happened? And I walked him through the process of the checklist. And I asked him to pay for my material, my compare material, and he paid for it. And I said he should go and read it. And when he has read it, let him make up his mind. Later on, he sent me a mail and he was thanking me that for the first time, it's like a veil was removed from his eyes. He began to see opportunities that has always been there, but he never knew that existed. Because you see, what you see determines what you seize. If you can't see it, you can't take advantage of it. So most people, they can't see. Their struggle is a function of blindness. And this blindness is an act of ignorance. And a lot of people are selling real estate genuinely, but from the point of ignorance. So they just hope you are going to make money. Because real estate, you don't make money in real estate by hope. You make money in real estate by strategy. There is a strategy that every wealthy person in the world, from the first man that was ever documented in America, has made a lot of money in real estate by the name of Jacob Astor. I studied the biographies of Jacob Astor. I studied the biography of Madame Henty and how these people were able to turn assets. These are hundreds of years ago. Guess what happened? They followed the compare strategy. The compare strategy changed their life. They understood the difference between an emerging market. There is a man in the UK. He's one of the billionaires. His name is Alan Sugars. Alan Sugars has a saying. Alan Sugars says, I do business for fun. I do real estate for fortune. In other words, the point is, real estate is for fortune, but you must follow a strategy. I call it the compare strategy. And the compare strategy is not what I come up with. The compare strategy is what I discover that has been in age for a long time, but nobody has ever documented it and make it a tested guidelines. And my work is to see it as a work in my life and document it. Now, that is how to buy real estate. That is what we use to buy real estate in our company. And we've been doing this for 12 years now. Now, the truth of the matter is, you can do it on your own. Now, when you want to buy real estate from whoever is selling it to you, that's what you should be looking out for. Because real estate is for fortune. Business is for fun. Business can fund you, but real estate can help you to sustain your fortune. But you must follow it. Now, these are the blunders that people are committing. Now, I've shared the blunders with you, and I've also shared the way of escape. Now, what does that mean to you? You have watched this video, and you're somewhere, anywhere in Nigeria, you think, Tade, I can't do this myself. Then you can send me a DM and say, I will like you to help me. So we can go through the discovery processes and all of that. But if you're also a rector, look at these things and learn them. Now, the truth is, in December, I'm also going to be showing some people how to do these things. And guess what? The program is 100,000, but I'm giving you for free. If you get the real estate cash, if you get the money code, the shut up and collect the money, close or lose, and stay hungry, go starving. In my 4 hours or 5 hours seminar in December, I'm going to show you how to create a test and how to become a master of this. One of my students is a very young guy. He hailed from Ilorin in Kwara State. And guess what happened? I showed him this strategy. A very young guy. And him and his friends and a couple of people in somewhere in Ilorin, they begin to apply this strategy. And guess what happened? Today they are making money, good money. A friend, they're making money in real estate. I've shown people this in Ogun State. They are making fantastic money. I've shown people in Abuja. They are making fantastic money. I've shown people to this in Port Harcourt. They are making fantastic money. I've shown this to people in Asaba. They are making fantastic money. I've shown this to people in Anambra. They are making fantastic money. Guess what happened? I've shown this to people in Ibadan. They are making fantastic money. Why not you? Why not you? And you see, this is how to make money for sure. This is how to make money for sure. This is how to make money for sure. So you are starting from where you are starting. Even as a student, you can begin to buy assets that will change your life. I started buying land as a young person. The first set of money that I had. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not hoping to make money from land. I'm certainly going to make money from land because I follow the strategy that works. You see, I have just shared the 6 blunders that people commit. Do you know people committing that same blunder? Has your parent ever committed that blunder? Or are you committing that blunder with the people? Perhaps you sell real estate. Are you committing that blunders with the people they have sold real estate to? You don't even know why that real estate will make them money. The people that want you to sell it told you it's going to make them money. But ask them the next time, are they following the compare strategy? Because the truth is, what compels you to fortune in real estate is to follow the compare strategy. It's not luck to be rich with real estate. It is a law. And this law is a checklist. And you have to tick it one by one. And people commit 6 blunders. It's a huge blunders that people commit. And it's costing them a lot of money. And I've just shown you how to escape it. I've just shown you how to come out of it. I've just shown you how to get out of this blunder. So there is an emerging market. Don't confuse it, man. There's an emerging market. It's different from an alt market. You see, when you have made money, you can go and buy property from alt market. Because you see, you can buy property from alt market for vanity's sake. You will hear that this guy bought a house in so place for vanity. It's not for prosperity. And you must have created your prosperity, then you can use part of it for vanity. Because vanity is for this planet. It's okay. Just make sure that you have built an equity that can fund your vanity. What most people have not done is to have built an equity that can fund your vanity. And so, if you've not done that, everything will vanish from you. So, this is how it works. This is a huge blunder, the huge mistake, whatever you call it, that people make every day that costs them money. It is a huge mistake, my friend. Now, today I've shared with you, you don't buy to wait, you buy and initiate. And the point is, appreciations are in 3 dimensions. Appreciation can be fair, appreciation can be fake, and appreciation can be forced. You can force appreciation. And the wealthy people don't wait for appreciation. The wealthy people don't fake appreciation. The everyday are not interested in fair market appreciation. They're only interested in forcing appreciation. The good news is you can do that in lands and you can do that in houses. All right? And that is the code. That is the secret. That is the pattern. Anyone can use this. I've just helped you to hack your prosperity code. Anyone can use this. I don't care where you live in Nigeria. And if you need me to take you through this process, or my team of people to take you through this process, perhaps you come to my seminar in December. It is free if you get the 4 books. It's a package. The book is about 35,000, but I'm giving it to you now for 20,000. The money code, close or lose, all right? Stay hungry or go starving, and shut up and collect the money. Those 4 books, they are the books that you get for 20,000 naira, and they are going to give you a free ticket access into the program that worth 100,000 naira for the seminar, but I'm giving you for free. Now, this is it. Stop committing these blunders. It's costing you money. It's costing your client money. Stop it, and you will create fortune. In time and in between time. I hope I've made sense to you today. What have you learned today? Talk to me if you're still awake. Talk to me if you have learned anything. Let me hear you say yes. Let me hear you say compel. Let me hear you say compel. If you have learned anything today, let me hear you say compel. Do not forget to share this video. Do not forget to share it. Someone is on your timeline that needs to hear this. Someone is on your timeline that's about to make a blunder. Save them from it. Save them from it. Just the way you are saving yourself from this. Save them from it right here. Is it making sense to you at all? If it's making sense to you, let me hear you say compel. Let me say you say compel. This morning, this is early morning. There's tendency some people already asleep, but this is morning. This is morning. So it's awesome sharing this moment with you today. And I hope you've been able to pick things. Thank you, all of you that have shown up on this screen today to learn with me again. It is Night Economy, and it's all about changing your life. It's all about making sure that your life gets better. I've given you the insight. It's now your responsibility to go and put them to practice. If this helps you, share it, because someone on your timeline needs to hear this, and it's going to change your life. I will see you again. You know I love you, and I want you to be successful. And that's why I stay awake this time. You know, I've had a long day. I had training today. I had an event yesterday. But I still have to keep to my word to showing up for you. And that's why I'm here. If you see this video, share it. Because someone is on your timeline that is about to be blessed. Someone is on your timeline his life is about to change. Someone's about to make a blunder, putting his money into what is not going to make him rich, but you can save him. And someone is about to meet you, that you are going to use a compel strategy on, that you save him from the blunder, and he's going to create wealth because of you. All right, go and do good today. Until I see you again, my name is TadeCash. I love you. Bye for now.